Hey, we were just talking about vaccinations. Did you get your booster for COVID? I didn't even ask.
Not the latest available. I have not gotten that nor flu.
Let me ask you, if you had to get one or the other, which would you get, flu or COVID? I said COVID.
I think I'd get flu.
Really? What? Controversial.
Well,
Wow.
Look at you two.
Really? Oh, weird odds on this.
Maybe you can French kiss after and see what happens.
you want to swap spit?
Let's
I think
do
that's a better idea.
I'll get COVID, you get flu, and then we'll just
Then you
tongue.
spit in my mouth.
That's right. And vice versa.
I'll get the COVID and you get the flu shot.
I'll run a little cold, you'll run real hot.
Really?
I'm a little bit COVID.
I'm a little bit flu. Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
I don't know. I think. Well, I thought about this the other day. I thought I'm going to get the flu shot first, then we'll see about the COVID.
Okay.
I don't know, because COVID hasn't been an issue in my life, to be honest with you, that I know of.
That's true.
I mean, it just really hasn't. Now, I've had the boosters, but before the boosters were available, I was told I haven't had it.
Yeah.
So I'd get the flu. I have had the flu.
Yeah, it's miserable. Getting the flu is miserable.
It does take you out for, COVID can take you out for a long time.
Of course.
But flu's just a lot more inconvenient.
And COVID.
I don't know what this flu does to you. I don't know if it makes you vomit.
Oh, I don't know.
Or headaches or what.
I always think of flu as
body aches and the
fever, chills, and you're out for a week.
I don't want any of it.
No, of course not. So, but another thing does make me nervous, and my wife says just go do it, is to get the shot, the flu shot in one arm and the COVID in the other at the same time.
Yeah.
But it makes me nervous to do that.
This isn't the same, but it's kind of like the just a human response to, I guess, conditioning, especially since the COVID era. We were lucky enough to go see the jazz great Diana Krall.
Mm-hmm.
She came through North Carolina over the weekend, and we saw her show Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
And right behind, of course, there are no masks in theaters anymore.
Right.
Maybe a dozen people wore masks that night. It's a 4,000-seat arena.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of times behind me, right behind me, the man sitting right behind me coughed. And, of course, I did the same thing. I pulled my collar up just a little bit higher.
I just think,
and scrunched my neck down a little bit. Just keep those germs, let them fly over my head.
Yeah. Not to breathe it in, right?
But it sounded like an uncovered cough.
Oh, well, no, I don't like that.
Cool.
And in a crowded theater, bro.
You got to go
you got to go in your arm.
The arm, right to the crook there.
At least your hand.
Or at least hand it.
Hand is good enough.
Fine.
But, we teach it now. They teach the kids to go elbow.
Well, I thought that was for sneezing.
Well, my kids, anytime I cough, I always
vampire cough?
I'll vampire cough and definitely sneeze when you do that. No doubt.
That's the one I just sneeze.
We've gotten into that for sure. I'll tell you the other day, you were talking about not breathing in. I've told you before how sometimes I'll pass gas at the gym. And,
you have.
Man.
Somebody was saying the other day he farted at the gym a lot. Who was that?
I'd say a lot. I did not say a lot. It does happen. And when I do it, I try to breathe. I breathe really heavy.
You try to suck it in?
I try to suck in
like Superman would with his power breath?
Yes, so that nobody else around me will know.
Are you the only one that knows?
I don't know. Nobody's ever said
the old
anything.
Silent but deadly.
No, nobody's ever said anything.
Well, there's pulsing music in there, Dave.
You
right.
can't hear.
You got to fart on the beat.
You can't hear.
That's not your forte. You can't keep a beat.
Now you don't hear it.
I'm the one and the two.
But I'll tell you that you can. Sometimes I smell it immediately. I'm like, oh my god, and so I'll go. I mean, just
to get it all up.
To get it all. I try to get it all.
Clear the air, literally.
Like a human sponge.
I'm trying to take every bit of that.
All the fart molecules.
Yes.
Can't be done.
Like what you're trying to do to avoid COVID and the cough.
By turning my collar up.
I try to suck it all.
No man's
in.
ever done it.
I don't think it can be done.
It can't be.
I feel okay now.
Yeah. Well, he's okay. I'm wondering. I think other people still do. Do you think it makes a difference if I try to suck in all the air around me?
I don't.
No. What's the distance to your closest person?
Oh, it's right. The treadmill right beside. I'd say 3 feet.
Oh yeah, they got you
right next to me.
You are on their radar.
We're just pretty much shoulder to shoulder now.
Is the room? Because regardless of who is the clientele, if you're going to get a room full of people sweating, there's going to be a smell, human smell.
Sometimes, yeah.
Do they at least air freshen the place? Does it smell fresh, or does it smell like a gym when you go in there?
No, I have never been into a place that is so. They are hyper focused on cleaning. I mean, you clean every time you're on a, let's say, treadmill or weight bench or whatever. You clean it yourself. Then when the class is over, they come around and clean it for you. And it's incredibly well ventilated. I mean, the fans are always on. They have machines in there all the time.
They keep the same fans in there that the rib place used?
You brought up that rib place yesterday. That's
It's been long gone.
Now, it has replaced the rib place. It might be the same fans. I
But
don't
same
know.
fan system.
Maybe.
It'll work.
I don't
It
smell.
gets the smoke out the
I don't
top.
smell ribs, I can tell you
No
that.
rib molecules left.
Is there smoke coming out the top? And you go outside?
I felt like I was generating it. I felt like
may have been.
I thought my work was generating. No, it doesn't smell at all. It's the only gym, one of the few I've ever been into that I mean, I guess now gyms are really in particular about cleaning.
I wonder if high
clean a
school
lot.
locker rooms
Still smell
that like
stench.
high school locker rooms, because there's nothing like we had gym class 9th and 10th grade, and there's nothing like that smell.
Now I never smell
Not in
that.
the 70s.
I never smell that in this gym.
And in
Never.
the 70s, those were the smells, the same ones from the 50s and 60s that were still in
Pretty
there.
much, yeah.
What, that is a smell like no other.
Decades old.
Yes, that is. What a
the
smell.
boys' locker room, 14, 15, 16-year-olds.
And it's not just BO, it's a mix.
No, it's
It's different, you know.
That's funk.
And like sweat sock and BO.
It's like
and-
somebody took a pair of socks 30 years ago and hid them somewhere, and they stayed in there.
That's about right. Now, occasionally I will smell BO in the gym from someone that's near me.
Huh.
And I mean, sometimes I think it's me, but
Quick sniff check.
I'll do a quick, I'll pretend I'm wiping sweat and I'll do the sniff check. But it hasn't been. And sometimes people will wear perfume nearby.
Oh, that ain't cool.
Well, if they overdo it, you get a whiff of it.
Well, they're probably coming from work.
Yeah, that's true. Very rare, though, that I get that. Usually people are real
Do
considerate.
you wear fragrance? Do you have a fragrance, Kelly?
Just my own man scent. I don't do.
Does your deodorant have a scent?
It does. Swagger.
You're swagger man.
It's ironic.
I do it all. I wear it
From the
ironically.
new Old Spice ironic
I
line.
wear it ironically.
From our ironic collection.
I wear Swagger, and it has I like the logo on it. It's got an S like in that script. It's like, oh, yeah. I'm something,
The beast.
What else is in their ironic line? Coxman?
Yeah, Coxman.
Coxman, the captain.
I used to be
Stud.
I used to be Gentle Breeze, which was a lot more my style, but
I think there's one called Bearthorn.
yeah, probably so. This is the America Inside the Numbers, and I don't even know. The way they did it was they went across all 50 U.S. states and 120 of the largest cities in the country, collected data on a variety of the most commonly used profanities. This is both online and that they just hear on the streets.
Yeah.
And they said that Georgia was the state that cursed the most.
For real?
The most. Yes, they do 48.
The genteel South.
Yes. 48 swear words per 1,000 tweets, for instance. And the state that cursed the least, Minnesota, cursed only 15.
I believe that.
Oh, yeah?
They're polite people.
Doggone it.
Polite people in the upper Midwest, yes.
You darn tootin'.
Now, and Atlanta was the city that cursed the most in Georgia.
Yeah.
The others are, the ones that curse the most are Georgia, Maryland, New Mexico, Hawaii, Louisiana, New Jersey, Alabama, Mississippi, California, and Maine. So really all over the place. Maine, I would have thought, would not curse that much. But they did. And a lot of this is online, like online cursing. Now, the ones that curse the least.
I tend not to do that online.
No,
I think maybe once or twice.
Right. West Virginia did not swear much. They were the second least behind
On Twitter?
On Twitter, behind Minnesota and other places that would, but mostly it was online stuff. Vermont, Alaska, Utah, Iowa. These are the states that curse the least. And
Where's Utah? Sorry?
Utah was fourth from bottom, of the least cursing states. Now, the most popular curse word in 15 states was the S word. Okay, and
Is that the most commonly used?
No. The F word. You know what word I'm thinking of.
Oh, yeah.
That is the end all be all of all curse words. You know that. And fudge is the curse word that we use the most.
Preferred, is there a regional bias?
A lot across the South and Midwest was the F word, and all up and down the California coast, along with Oregon and Washington. In fact, when they did it, they showed a map, and it just said fudge. All the way down.
From Seattle to San Diego?
All the way down. That's right. But
What about our outlying territories?
Well,
Alaska, Hawaii.
the
American Samoa.
Hawaii was S,
Okay.
the S word, and Alaska was the F word. So those were really the ones. Now,
It's because it's so cold up there.
Iowa was poontang, but it was
Iowa?
Iowa was poon. It's the only one.
Was it poon, or are you just cleaning it
I'm
up?
cleaning it up.
Puss?
The other puss. It was,
What?
Yeah, that was the number one in Iowa. Yeah. And by the way, North Carolina, South Carolina, and West Virginia, bitch.
Huh.
Bitch. You bitch. And good for Nebraska. Hellfire was the
I
number.
like that.
I do too.
Hellfire.
Hellfire. That's old school, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
It is.
They were the only one.
Did they say that in the Scarlet Letter?
Hellfire. What in hellfire?
burning hellfire.
That's right. And for Virginia and Georgia was the S word. S and F were all over the place. I mean, all over the place.
Those are good. Those are good standards.
And then
Is GD on there?
I didn't see GD.
Good.
Thank you. Maybe we're
No one
finally.
needs to be saying that.
That's the worst one. That's the one I will not say.